Hello everyone, I am Durga Saujanya, Assistant Professor from ECE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. I am going to give the video lecture for the subject Embedded System Design. In the first unit was Introduction to Concepts of Embedded Systems. In last session, we have discussed the definition of embedded system, what are the comparison between embedded system and general computing systems. In today's session, we have to learn the history of embedded systems, classification of embedded systems, major application areas of embedded systems. So first we have to summarize the previous session. So here in the overview, in the today topics, we have to summarize the comparison of general computing systems and embedded systems, history of embedded systems, classification of embedded systems, major application areas of embedded systems, and the examples for the different areas. So in previous session, we have already discussed that embedded system is nothing but it is the combination of both hardware and software which are embodied one with each other to form the embedded system. And embedded system is designed only for a particular specific applications. So here in the last session, we have already seen that the comparison between general purpose systems and embedded systems. So here general purpose systems are designed for general purpose, that means they are used for multiple applications and it can be operated with a variety of peripherals like displays, keyboards, mouse, internet connections, wireless community. So these are all the interfacing devices which are used for general purpose systems. While going to the embedded system, it can be implemented with a single IC for a specific application. So here we can design the devices using embedded systems or timers, analog to digital converters, digital to analog converters, and serial interfaces. And in the last session, we have already seen the examples of general purpose computers and embedded computers. So these are the examples for general purpose computers and these are the examples for embedded system. So now going to the today's session. So in today's session, first topic was history of embedded systems. Here in the olden days, the embedded systems were designed with vacuum tubes. We know that before the computer's invention, so we know that all the operations will be done using the vacuum tubes. These are the first generation systems. So for embedded systems also, we can design so many embedded systems by using these vacuum tubes. After that, the first recognized embedded system was Apollo Guidance Computer, which is developed by the MIT Instrumentation Laboratory. So it is designed with 4 kilovolts of RAM, which is read-only memory, which is used for programming purpose, which does not have the readable capability for the users, and 256 volts of RAM, which is used for the user memory. So user can change any content in this 256 volts of RAM. The clock frequency of this first microchip was 1.20024 megahertz. So the computing unit which is used for this AGC will consist of 11 instructions and 16-bit word logic. So it can be implemented with only 11 instructions. So it uses 5000 number of ICs with 3 input NOR gates, which is designed with the RTL logic. So this is the information about the first recognized embedded system, which is Apollo Guidance Computer. So later, the user interface for AGC is known as display or keyboard. So that means first we have implemented the general system and next we have interfaced the devices, input and output devices with the AGC. And it can be used for a calculator with keypad and array of numerals. That means it consists of the number keys and keypad for the calculator. So the first generation embedded system AGC will have the application of calculator. So it consists of two modules. One is command module. second one is lunar excursion module. So here the first produced embedded system was called as guidance computer, which is from the Minute Man missile in 1961. So in 1961 we have developed the mass produced embedded system. Mass produced embedded system is nothing but it can be developed in number of items. So that means it cannot be a single one. So it can be manufactured in bulk. So in the year 1971, the Intel introduces the first microprocessor chip, which is 4004. So it is basically designed for the calculators. So it was produced by the Japanese company Busicom. So Busicom company uses the Intel microprocessor 4004 for designing business calculators. So this was the first microprocessor based embedded system. And next we can define the embedded system and we can learn the history of embedded systems. So now we can go to the classification of embedded systems. So the classification of embedded system depends on various methods. So the embedded systems can be classified based on generation, based on complexity and performance, based on deterministic behavior, based on triggering. The first one is how can we classify the embedded systems based on generation. So here based on generation, there are different types of generations are there. First generation embedded systems, second generation embedded systems, third generation embedded systems and fourth generation embedded systems. The first generation embedded systems were built with 8-bit microprocessors that are 8085 and Z80. And we have used the 4-bit microcontrollers also for developing the first generation embedded systems. In second generation embedded systems, we have used the 16-bit microprocessors and 8 or 16-bit microcontrollers. So these are followed with the first generation embedded systems. And next, the third generation embedded systems were built with 16 or 32-bit microprocessors or 16 or 32-bit microcontrollers. So these are basically designed for application specific instruction set processors like digital signal processors and application specific integrated circuits. So that means here while going to the third generation, the embedded systems which are designed are used particularly for a specific application. In first generation and in second generation, we have designed the embedded systems with these microprocessors and microcontrollers, and those are used for general purposes also. So when we want to interface any particular interface device, so we can use these controllers and we can design the specific application. But for that application or for general purpose, the microprocessor IC which was used was same. But while going to the third generation, we are designing for particular application so that the processor which is used for that embedded system will be fixed for that application. So we cannot use that for any other purpose. So that the design which is built on the chip will be fixed for that particular application. So like digital signal processors, so that means these processors are used only for signal processing applications. So like application specific integrated circuits, these are used only for VLSI implications. So for that particular applications, we have designed the embedded systems in third generation. While going to the fourth generation, the embedded systems are designed with system on chips. So what is meant by system on chip? System on chip is nothing but it consists of a processor and all the required interfacing devices are all built on a single chip. In a single chip, we have the processor and all the devices and buses which are required for that particular application, and reconfigurable processors and multi-core processors. These are developed in the fourth generation. So this is the classification of embedded system based on generation. So next, go to the next type of classification. Next one is based on complexity and performance. So here based on the complexity and performance of embedded system, the embedded systems are classified into three categories. One is small scale, and second one is medium scale, the third one is large scale embedded systems. The small scale embedded systems are designed with 8-bit microprocessors and 4-bit microcontrollers. So basically these are developed in the first generation. The medium scale embedded systems are designed with 16-bit microprocessors and 8 or 16-bit microcontrollers. So that means the medium scale embedded systems were designed on the second generation. The large scale or complex embedded systems. So these are built with 16-bit or 32-bit microprocessors or microcontrollers. So we have already discussed that in the third generation we have designed the embedded systems with the microprocessors for specific applications, for specific area of applications. For designing for signal processing applications, we have designed the digital signal processors, and for VLSI applications, we have used the ASICs, which are application specific integrated circuits. And next type of classification is classification of embedded system based on deterministic behavior. So deterministic behavior means the behavior will be depends on the time. So for the given time, if the application is executed or not. So based on that criteria, the embedded systems are classified into two types: soft real-time systems and hard real-time systems. Soft real-time systems means here the deterministic behavior is nothing but the keeping one deadline for every process. So if any process meet the deadline, then we call that as hard real-time systems. And even though if the process missed the deadline, it may not affect the performance of the system, but it may take some time later than the deadline. So those are called as soft real-time systems. So the soft real-time systems are called as missing a deadline may not be the critical and can be tolerated to a certain degree. Hard real-time systems. So these are nothing but missing a programmable task or execution time deadline can have the serious consequences. So like here for missiles, so if we want to use any missile system, so it will be used for that particular critical time only. It cannot be missed at any cost. So this type of systems comes under hard real-time systems. And rail braking system. So that means the brake which is applied for the train, so will be applied at that correct and particular time only. So it cannot be missed that time. So if it missed the time, the accidents will happen. So that it comes under hard real-time systems. So like washing machine, if the if the power failure occurs, the washing purpose will not be completed within the deadline. It may postpone or it may take some more time for completion of the process. So these comes under soft real-time systems. So it may not affect any system and it may not affect the performance also. So even though it missed the deadline, it can work perfectly. So this comes under soft real-time systems, washing machine. So this is the classification of embedded system based on deterministic behavior. Next type of classification is based on triggering. So here based on triggering is nothing but trigger is at that particular clock time. So the event may be occurred or not. So here based on the triggering, there are two types of embedded systems are there: event triggered and time triggered. Event triggered, the activities within the system are dynamic and depend upon the occurrence of different events. So whenever any event occurred to that process at that particular time, so the system will be moved to that event. So those are called as event triggered embedded systems. Time triggered embedded systems. So activities within the system follow a statistically computed schedule. So that means they are allotted to that particular slots and they will be executed only on that particular slots only. So these are by nature predictable. So these are called as time triggered embedded systems. So whenever any event occurred independent of the time, based on the event, if the design will be processed then those are called as event triggered embedded systems. If the particular process will be allocated a time slot and those are executed only on that particular time slot, so those are called as time triggered embedded systems. So these are the different types of embedded systems based on different methods. So next topic was major application areas of embedded systems. We know that in nowadays there are so many applications for embedded systems. We can see the embedded systems in any area of application like automotive side and medical applications and home appliances, consumer electronics and in communications side. So in various domains of applications we have seen the embedded systems, and we can discuss this in detail in the next sessions. So the examples of embedded systems applications. So here we have discussed that there are different areas are there for embedded applications. So in this, the first one is consumer electronics. While going to the consumer electronics, here we have different applications like washing machine, the remote controls, exercise equipment, the clocks and watches, the games and toys. So these are all comes under area of consumer electronics for the applications of embedded systems. And next, while going to the medical areas of applications, we have used the cardiac monitors and cancer treatments, the dialysis machines and pacemakers. So these are the devices designed based on the embedded systems for medical areas of applications. Next, for communication side, here we can use the telephone systems. These are comes under embedded system applications, cellular phones and pages, ATM machines. So these are the applications of embedded systems for communication area. And for automotive domain, automatic braking, noise cancellation, theft deterrent devices, electronic ignition. So these are the different types of embedded systems designed for particular area of applications. And next, military applications. For military applications, we have designed the smart weapons, missile guidance systems, global positioning systems. So these are the types of embedded systems available for military applications. So next, for industrial applications, we have the traffic control systems, robot systems, barcode readers and writers. So these are the systems designed for industrial applications. And next, here in this session, we have summarized the previous session. So that means here we have discussed the what is an embedded system and what is the comparison between general purpose systems and embedded systems. And we have elaborated the history of embedded systems. In this, we have discussed the what is the first embedded system developed and what is the first microprocessor was developed and what are the uses of that first developed embedded system and what are the different features of the first developed embedded systems. And the classification of embedded system, so it can be discussed with based on different methods like based on generation, based on complexity and performance, based on deterministic behavior, based on triggering. And next, the application areas of embedded systems. Here we have seen the applications of embedded systems in various areas. And we have seen the examples for each area of application. So these are up to the present session, and in next session we have discussed the next topics of unit 1.